Randall, a very good afternoon to you. We are going to listen to a boy band, but a boy band with a difference. The South Korean outfit BTS, the American singer Halsey is involved in this. And I'm just looking online, a quite extraordinary response to the song Boy With Love. It was the most at the time anyway, I don't know if someone surpassed it, viewed online music video in 24 hours, 74.6 million views. Why was much of the world so keen to not only watch the video, but listen to the song?
So interestingly, John, that record has actually been bypassed by a song also by a Korean group by the name of Blackpink. And the singer Lisa actually has bypassed that number. So just shows you how powerful that music is. At the time, certainly BTS were the biggest boy band. They're certainly the they certainly are the biggest boy band of the last decade. And they've got a massive following around the world. They, in fact, have a day that celebrates them, and people travel from all around the world to Korea to go to this particular celebration. And the reason that I chose the song today is that they've all actually completed their military service.
Okay.
Just very, very recently. So 4 of them completed their military service, and then the last 5th member did as well. So the word is that they'll be back as a band next year. And that they'll go on tour. And I thought the interesting thing about that is, so they are part of the 3rd generation of successful K-pop artists.
Right.
But in the time that they've been in the army, there's actually a 4th generation, none of whom are as successful as a group like BTS, but the genre has become far more split and differentiated. So there are more artists, but in fact collectively taking up more space. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how BTS and their management navigate their return.
And I presume they'll be ready to go on tour once their hair is grown after the period in the army. But let's take a listen to Boy With Love, BTS featuring Halsey. Here we go. Boy With Love, BTS and Halsey, a huge hit when it was released back in 2019. Randall, do you like the song or do you admire the song? Or both?
Geez, John, you're reading my mind. Certainly the latter.
Yeah.
It is very, very well-constructed pop music, and that is what a lot of K-pop is.
Yes.
It may not necessarily be inspired, but certainly you cannot argue with the production, and I mean the production on all levels. The dancing, the singing, the video, the music, everything is so exquisitely and perfectly chosen. And some of it certainly can be charming.
Yes.
But unfortunately, a lot of it can be cookie cutter, and I think that's the problem. But certainly, the boys from BTS, obviously they're not boys anymore, but they really did have kind of an energy and a camaraderie, if not that much charisma,
yes,
to be successful. And in fact, it's quite ironic because they went off to the army. And their fan club is known as ARMY. So they have their own army.
Okay.
But it's just going to be very interesting to see what that period is going to mean. I think the last person who went into the army at the height of their success at this level was Elvis in 1958. And he similarly
blues,
held very, he was very, very worried about what would happen in the 2 years he was away, and quite understandably. So it's going to be very interesting to see what the BTS PR machine is able to conjure during this period.
I mean, I just had a thought. They went to the army as boys. They came out as men. They could call themselves boys to men. Oh no, but that's been taken already. So we're way too late for that. Thank you very much, Randall Abrams, with Randall's One Song. Intriguing as always. And BTS, if you're a fan of their music, their military service is over, a mandatory period, I assume, to get their hairstyles back. But I would think they were probably creating music and thinking about it, and I'm sure there'll be offerings to come before we know it. 702 Drive.